Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 3 long weeks here at SRA.
Welcome back to the best racing in North America, home of the SRA GT3 Team Series. 60 minutes of action-packed door-to-door racing, 6 divisions, 6 different championships on the line. Let's get ready for some action tonight.
An incident. Turn. We have Boardman at a yellow. Looks like he's dropping down positions there. The chicane has a bunch of cars are coming through.
Byron's going to take a dive in the Lexus.
Johnson looking to go down the inside of Maxwell.
And we're off and away for SRA.
And good evening, SRA Nation, and welcome to our Wednesday night Division 2 stream. Hope you guys are having a great night. I'm here joined once again for our round 4 here. Selena, welcome to the stream.
Hello, hello. It's great to be back for round 3 at Watkins Glen.
And Mr. Jess Osborne himself here as well. Welcome, sir.
Hello, hello. Looking forward to watching better drivers than me for once.
That's my saying. I always look for better drivers. All right, guys, we're just getting ready to get going. The drivers just finished their briefing and they're on their mini short free practice session before they head out for their qualifying. So yeah, as usual, prior to the race view and broadcast screens that we show, we're gonna do a little track map view of our track tonight here at the Glen. So let's switch this over to our famous Watkins Glen in the city of, well, actually state, not city. Watkins Glen City, state of New York, here in the U.S. Track that's roughly 5.5 kilometers long, about 3.5 miles, 11 turns all across. It is one of the, I'd say, most traditional tracks in the entire planet. I'd say very few changes have been made to it over the decades it has existed. They added the bus stop to slow these super fast cars down a little bit as things started to get really fast. But overall, super fun track to be at. It's probably mostly it's definitely list everybody's favorite tracks in ACC at least. So
In the dry, yeah.
In the dry, yes. We're about to switch that over to you guys to the race view, which we're going to see a small little surprise in a little bit. But you probably know by now, it's actually going to be a Watkins Glen. But, you know, prior to we head on into the drivers, again, Chambers, let's take a look at the standings as things have changed a little bit. With a couple of drivers moving up and down divisions due to, you know, doing a little too good or maybe not as good on their divisions. Let's take a quick look at our current standings. Oops, not the race. We're looking at standings. Oop. We'll switch that back right over to you guys. That is what it looks like once we are in the broadcast window. So here we go. And why is that not showing up? There we go. That's better. All right. So here we go. Now, with the lead of the championship, we have Colin Madia. He's got 130 points. He's been promoted to D2 Gold. I believe he was D2 Silver. And he had been doing really, really well. And Brandon Chan with 127 points in the second place. And then John Archie with that third spot, 115 points. And you can kind of take a look down that list, and it's pretty close. We got some 110 points, 199, 105, 100. It's pretty close. It's nowhere.
It's a really tight leaderboard.
Yeah, and a few races in, you can see it's been kind of maybe drivers doing really well for the first round or two. And then things have kind of, you know, merged in, so which is nice to see. Looking at the bottom out the standings, just to point out to you guys, the two drivers at the bottom, we have Christian Saldivia and Jeremy Story. They have been moved up. I believe both drivers were in Division 3, so they are now
Oh,
hanging out.
congrats to them.
Yep, graduated over to Division 2, so we'll see what they bring on to our Division 2. Taking a quick look at the team standings before we head over. Top spot does go to Honest Speed Shop Racing, Colin Dunham and Colin Maniac, 213 points, but then
Collins.
Yep, but 3 points behind. We talked about it's been kind of a mix so far. Champion Motorsports, Scuderia McFiat, João Semedo, Portugal, and John Crown, they're just 3 points behind. And virtually, I mean, again, 208 points. TSC Zoom Car Zoom. We have Germán Valencia, I'm assuming Colombian, and Sergio Torres. And then 4th and 5th, you can see they're both tied. So things are going to change after tonight's race because now we go officially to our race view. Look at that, guys. It is wet, and you might have known already from yesterday's. A couple divisions ran out there yesterday, and I didn't see. There was a couple incidents, so maybe Division 1. I know you guys were racing yesterday. You guys want to talk about a little bit how you guys' race went?
Painfully. That's how.
Interesting. Lap 1, turn 1. Oof, oof. That's all I gotta say. Oof. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but
Oh yeah, it
had
could
a
have been
little
way
bit of
worse.
yeah,
It was pretty bad.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and, you know, this is the thing about wet driving. Obviously, we're so used to the dries, you know, at all time, and we're pushing so hard, and then sometimes we just tend to forget the brake markers are just completely different. And
Oh, Josh
Just-
Damiani just did his 360 in the pits.
I mean,
Saw that.
he probably forgot his gas pedal. It's a difference as well. So hopefully his car is all right. But anyways, I mean, even though we're at the Glen, which is actually, I mean, honestly, when you compare the Glen to other tracks as driving them in the wet, it's meant to be, it's a lot of flatter. Like, let's say it's at Alton Park, for instance, or tracks with a lot of altitude changes like Spa and things like that. We have a downhill section that we go through here, like as we can see. Why is my commentator stuff here not showing up on my end? Give me a second, guys. Why is this not showing up? Oh, I have a blank HUD. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I am
press F2.
failing. There we go, I got it. Yeah, my HUD was blank. So we're following Mr. Jeffries, by the way, and going through the boots. So even though, like I was saying, it does have a couple altitude changes, it is actually one of the easier tracks to drive in the rain. I will actually say that. It's just, you have to be careful. Sometimes you just stink, you're in the dry, you're like, I'm gonna send it in this turn. He's not gonna expect it. And
Yeah.
I think you're right. In general, it is a bit more forgiving just because a lot of these curves have so much camber embankment to it that you can kind of throw the car into it and you'll find grip.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah,
adjusting
yeah.
mid-race. I mean, obviously, if you're dealing with wet, you have wet tires on the first few laps, you might still have a lot of people around you. And I know Division 1 yesterday was something happened there at the start where things got a little crazy, but I'm not gonna curse anybody. Hopefully we're Division 2, we're the best. Everything's gonna come out perfect, guys. So we do see Mr. Jeffrey starting his first flying lap. He does have 10 minutes to get that going as a Division 2 silver driver. 10 minutes later, the gold drivers will be heading out to the track. And I was just talking to both Jess and Selena how accurate Kuno's Watkins
I
Glen
think
representation
the
is.
stream is frozen.
Everything looks good on my end here. No pack is lost either. That's interesting. You guys can hear us on the
Down
stream?
Twitch stream, can you see it?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the stream. It actually froze, but now it's going again, and now it's frozen again.
Okay.
And
Is it at the same spot?
Yep.
Yeah, people are saying F.
interesting. I'm
Oh,
gonna bring down the bit rate just a little bit, just in case that's what's going on.
Yeah, what do you have it set at?
7,500. So
Huh. Yeah, try 7,000, I guess.
yep, I just did that, but it's funny because it says I'm online, and there is
Yeah,
no.
now it's offline though, so you're gonna have to go live again.
All right, let's hit that button. 1 sec. Start streaming. I'm gonna leave it at 7,500. All right. Let's see. All right, guys, we are back online. Sorry about that. Looks like our broadcasting software has been sort of, decided to just do a little hiccup on us, and hopefully Twitch will be nice to us as well. We don't have any. We're not doing anything that they don't want us to as far as sending data over to them. So But yes, we're back online.
Programs are rebelling, man. It's game over, man.
We're just talking about everything going well, and they're like, look at us. Anyways, we're back
A
online.
new level of commentators curse.
I know, right? We just curse
Yep.
ourselves at this point. All right, anyways, we're taking a quick look. By the way, top lap time, actually, previously, really quick, was actually Mr. Story himself, who had just moved over from Division 3, had the top time with a 51.715. But Damiani has go ahead and he snatched that top with just hundredths of a second ahead of him. So Damiani, with that 360 spin you said at the start, just said, nope, that was just a little show, and I'm going for it.
He's just warming up the tires as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
strategy. That was the strategy. I
Yeah,
see
there
it.
you
Okay.
go.
Darn. Well, note to ourselves. This is how you do it. All right, then.
Been in the pit lane.
And I gotta love his livery, though. That we always talk about his livery,
Yeah.
with that nice artwork
Nice
around the
livery.
car. Looks really, really nice. Taking a quick look, by the way, all the drivers are just on their second lap, by the way, so all the deltas are improving. So this leaderboard is about to get shuffled around quite a bit once they cross the line. Let's move over to...
Boy, it's gunning for the top of it. He's 6.5 tenths down from the leader, and he's found 5. 4, oh, slipping away, of course, the curse, right as I start talking about him.
Oh,
Sorry,
we're
buddy.
just cursing right
next
now
time, next
today.
time. He got one more
My
lap.
thumb on the scales of fate.
Valencia put in a pretty good lap time. He's actually in P3 now. He's improved quite a bit. It's not enough to take Damiani's stop time. Damiani has made a mistake, so his lap will not count this time around. But Man Pearson, he's got
Boy,
about...
does improve the P4, though. Pretty good.
That's good. We'll take that. Now, Man Pearson does have about 300 of a second, and he's probably could shoot up to second right now. Let's go switch to better camera. TV1 here at ACC and Watkins can really put some really odd camera angles for me to see at. So now it looks like it's better. TV2 is better. This has got that nice. And again, what we said that was on the side door of Man Pearson's car last week, I couldn't figure it out. He's coming down, turn 10. It's got that nice
I'm not sure.
space finish, but there's I think Selena mentioned it. It's a little Chihuahua dog on the door. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, from Blazing Eight.
That's
like
what
that
it is.
FPV game on Discord.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. He's made a few mistakes there towards the end, though, so he sticks to that 7th spot. Damiani's still with that lead, and Valencia is actually in a pretty good lap right now, just about 1 minute and 32 into his lap. And if he keeps this up, he might actually shoot up to first. Keep a close eye on Valencia as he's coming around the last turn here. Onto the straight he goes, loses a little bit of time. That might still shoot him up to... Yep, takes that P1 just practically the same time as Damiani. So 51.605 for him. Damiani with a 51.617. So Damiani out there not improving his delta, but want to get that lead, temporary lead, back up before the Go drivers come out.
SG Smalls, thank you for the subscription. For 7 months now, and he says, praying for a safe lap 1. So are we all. So are
Yes,
Yeah,
Jamal,
yeah.
appreciate it. And yes, we have talked about that, and we're all praying for that. We do not want to see anything happen.
I mean, they do say let's go bowling at the Glen, but let's not go big bowling at the Glen.
You know, that
That would
sign
be,
is there.
not- Exactly.
It's like that does not mean you get to bowl other GT cars around you. That's a whole different type of game we
Yeah.
talked about here.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Switch it
I
back to
just
camera.
noticed something. Look at the weather session. It looks like it's going to be wetter for the Gold Division's qualifying stint towards the end.
Yeah, it actually
few
is.
minutes.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna pour down. It's gonna be a mixed grid, guys. We'll see how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I can see, I don't know if it's getting worse or not, but everybody's laps is actually, they're just not able to improve them.
Yeah, they're
Everybody's
really
delta.
struggling to find
Yeah.
time.
And-
Everybody but Anderson.
Yep, and it
I've
does.
been like 10s down and a second down. It's
take a look at the interior view for a second, but I don't think we see. It looks like, yeah, you know what? Actually, on an internal view, it looks like the rain has come down hard. And I don't think it was like this at the start of the session, so. Go drivers are in for a treat in about 30 seconds. When you get that
Prime just
dry,
gifted us 2 more subs. Thank you very much.
Prime, appreciated, man. Thanks for joining us here tonight for that D2 race. I know D1 yesterday wasn't a couple of things we saw in the chat at least, but we're hoping for the best here at D2.
Anderson loses his 4/10 increase and looks like he's going to bail out of this lap.
Yeah, he parks it. He parked it.
Yeah.
Go drivers are be coming out soon as they're heading out the pit. So track is wetter, like Jez did mention. It's actually pouring. It's coming down quite hard. It was not like this.
New livery spotted.
Ooh, what is that? Oh wow, that looks nice. Whose livery is that?
Eric Boardman.
Oh, Boardman went all out. Look
What
at
a livery!
You know, that actually kind of reminds me of Aston Martin's Heart of Racing kind of livery. That same kind of blue cyan. That is sweet. Look at that.
I love this kind of digital noise pattern stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Boardman, who did you pay? Who did you pay? Like, who did this? That's out. Look at that. Look at the front lip.
Standing livery right there.
Yeah. Really, really nice. And yeah, folks, from the looks of it, all the silver drivers are pretty much, that's what you get. I mean, rain has gotten worse, so Damiani was able to put in that lap at the start and basically, you know, held on to it. 51.505, and we'll see if the Go drivers are able to be able to get that. But the track is getting wetter. That is not going to be easy.
Well, if anybody on the grid right now can handle it, it's the Gold drivers. I'm excited to see how fast they can go.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
It's going to be a tough act to follow, though. I mean, already 51.5s. That's pretty quick for this level of wet.
That is actually pretty quick. And again, that it just got really bad, like midway to qualifying, like I said. And Daniel will be leading us at the start. Here, he's the first driver to start his lap, and we'll keep an eye on it and see what kind of time he will be able to put through. But and you get that little nice dry line across the track from the other drivers, but that still doesn't make the fact that it's pouring. It is pouring.
Yeah.
Drivers at the bottom there on the picture-in-picture lining up to get their lap started. A little bit of a traffic jam.
Oh, good. Louis got his livery solved.
Oh, let's take a switch over to him for a second here.
Yeah. It looks nice.
That looks actually that is Boardman's. It looks like Boardman's, but a different tone.
Rear looks amazing.
Well, it took him a few races, but we got him. All right, there it is. All right, there. Oh, that looks really nice too. Yeah, they got that purple lip at the front.
And then at the back, it's like all like that. Oh, it looks like some abstract design. Oh, it's really nice.
It's got that like digital.
Yeah.
Nice. I have zero creativity to do that kind of stuff. So if I had to go to livery, I'll have somebody do it. I'm like, you take care of that part.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm like, I race and I do math. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I love to make my own livery, but I just do not have the patience since it's just so complex. I'm like, yeah, no, somebody can do it. Thank you.
Yeah, watch it. One day you're going to make your livery. It's going to be the greatest of all. I'll be like, see? What were you waiting for so long?
20 years later.
Yeah, there's the Selena's livery on the flesh. Here we go. All right, here comes Daniel negotiating turn 11. Leading into the straight, we'll take a quick look at his time. Is actually looking it's about 52 first lap though. So put his Aston Martin in the midfield there in between. A couple of Go drivers coming through. He's actually the fastest Go so far, as other drivers are coming through, and it's not looking good, guys. They're on the 53s. And by now, normally you'd see the Go drivers, even though, you know, here and there at lap 2, they will be kind of close to the top, but this is going to be interesting, you know, the race. Like, say we get a you know, obviously everybody will have an equal chance to go at the track at then, and oh man, and golds and
Yeah,
silvers mixed.
This can lead to some chaos at the start. I can feel it.
I know, I wasn't gonna
Um,
say it, but then Jess said it. I did it.
Bowling at the Glen.
It can't be avoided.
Oh,
Scusa
boy.
says Ferrari seems popular across all divisions. 100% true.
Oh,
Yeah.
D4 last night, I realized I was looking around. It's in the silver. There's like a couple of Porsches, a couple of the other oddballs, and then the rest is Ferrari. And then the gold in D4 is like all Ferrari. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the
It's
car is fun to
crazy.
drive. I mean, that's one thing everybody, and then plus, it's almost like Kuno said, this is going to be the best car because it's the newest one, and everybody just jumped on it. And then it's nice to drive. I mean, it's a fun car to drive. So it's not necessarily like a lot of people are, and we don't see here at least tonight, but talked to a few folks, and they said that McLaren is actually really good, but nobody is chosen because it hasn't been the best for a while, and people might be sleeping on it. So I don't know, but it is like a whole brig of Ferraris. The Hondas have basically rest in peace. Don't see them anymore. We have
not
one
a
Aston
single Honda
Martin.
this season, I don't think.
It's literally, I don't think across the entire all divisions, guys. They just
nobody.
deleted off the game. Like unbelievable.
Like, nope, I had my time. Nope, no, thank you.
Oh man. And taking a look still, guys, I don't see any improvement. The track is just really wet, and it's showing.
boring.
It's boring. It's showing, guys. And Daniel again not able to improve. He's still that P12, the best goal driver for now. And we're about to see that the standings just get all shuffled around if it ends like this at the end of the race. So, ooh.
It's just raining cats and dogs.
Yeah. Let's switch over to Louis, about to finish his lap. He's improving quite a bit, but nearly not enough to get over to the lead. So he jumps from 29th to 23rd. Looper as well, not able to improve his lap time, and we got about 3 minutes to go. And looking at the weather for ACC, it would actually be less rain, but it will be at 30 minutes from the start of the race, and it's just not enough time for the drivers to, take advantage of that the type of track that would be. So, oh boy, it's gonna be a silver at the top and gold at the bottom.
Yeah,
Very
but the way
funny.
it's looking,
Very
yeah.
funny. Good job, admins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great job, guys. You guys did it on purpose. It wasn't enough yesterday to see what happened, and then we get this. All right. Race control, folks. Oh boy, you guys get it ready.
Oh, good lord.
Switching over to
Oh,
João Semedo.
is up by 2/10 coming into the final turn. Oh, lost a little bit of time, but not. Oh, he gained time actually after that. And P17.
It was up 5 spots, but just still like so wet. It's not nearly enough
Yeah.
to anybody.
Front this time they had their shine, so
Bailey Kish giving a little hip check on the wall there.
Yeah, I saw that earlier
Might
too.
be game over for this lap.
woohoo. It's quite sketchy through the S's.
Yeah, guys, at about just under 2 minutes left, and with the amount of rain we're seeing here, I don't see any deltas improving, to be honest. And for once, the silver drivers are like, they're having the last laugh here. Like, oh yeah, well, we take the stops, and you guys deal with this rainy red track.
They're probably already popping the champagne. I would be.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all looking at these times. They're like, what are they doing on the track? You guys suck. And they're like, yeah, look at it. Daniel was able to put his gold. He's in 12. And if you look, everybody else is practically behind all the silver drivers, a few drivers here and there. But this is very interesting.
Machinaria says F. I had 2 tints in my pocket, enough for pole. That burns. That sucks. Man.
Oh yeah. Hate to see it.
Yeah. It always happens, especially to me. That happens all the time. Every time I have the best lap of my life, last turn or two, I just completely botch it.
Oh,
So,
yeah, me too.
And with the track being this wet, I mean, the drivers are just not even able to improve on their current lap times. mean, you take a look at everybody's just. I mean, we have Dreebs actually, who's a really, really fast driver. He's a good 2 seconds from the leader. He would move up a few spots. He's about half a second faster of his previous best. But most of these gold drivers are basically with 52s and 53s. Well, the silver drivers were basically 51, 52, so. All right, here comes Dreebs, turn 10. He goes sideways, almost drifts around.
Fine. All according to plan.
Yeah, he said, that's what I meant to do with my Ferrari, and comes through. We should be improving. Lose a little bit of time, though, in the last turn. Move up maybe a spot or two. Just one. Yeah. Moves up to 28th, and that's game over for him. So he's not happy tonight. Obviously, rainy conditions. Moving over to Michu, currently in P20. Trying to get his Ferrari around the track without completely ending his life. And for you guys in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we're going to try to give you the best broadcast ever, Division 2, especially with the current standing conditions that we have here, as things might get kind of tricky, at least for a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, we are primed for a very dramatic race.
I'm talking about actually way more than minutes, probably, probably maybe 30 minutes plus until everybody decides to pit, and then we'll see what happens. But hope you guys enjoy the show. In a little bit that we'll get started.
Looks like nobody is improving.
No.
Maybe Wheeler.
Yeah, but there is not nearly enough to be able to challenge anybody for it. Oh, man. Yep, and Madiak crossing the line just now will be the couple of drivers still coming through. Yep, P20 for, excuse me, for Michu. He actually crosses the line, P20. And that's game over for Mr. Michu. Second, I'm trying to pull this on who's out on the track. So that's Anderson. That's what I was looking for. And Anderson not able to improve himself. So crosses the line, and that's it, folks. We have a reverse grid start tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the race once we get started. Here we go.
This is woof.
I mean,
First time in the history of SRA.
I mean, we managed to get that here. Thank you, admins, for that great twist there that you guys added here for us for Division 2. It's going to be interesting to watch.
Tables have been turned. That's for sure.
And again, Damiani with that P1. So got to give it to the man who's actually being able. And I don't know if it looks like the track was just getting worse and worse even during the session. I mean, the silver session, because Damiani got that lap and really nobody even got close to him. There was not much shuffling around up top, and I think the rain started coming down a lot harder than expected. And yep, well, that's what you got. We got Damiani on the lead, Valencia with a P2, and Story was actually new here at D2. Gets that second row right off the bat, so good job for him. Torres and Van Pearson, we have Gardner in 6. We have Borman, 7, Troxler, 8th, Platt in 9th, and Stuyvesant in 10th. And Coach Jeffries here 11th. And then we have the sole gold there at P12. That is the fastest gold, and it definitely did not benefit from their qualifying session, as we just saw. We got Speed, Anderson, Schwartz, and then Mr. Latufo there with his Porsche P16, and you see all the go drivers. So a couple of real fast drivers normally see at the top, like Dreebs, for instance. He is extremely quick, not able to get something going here at the start. Wheeler is also very fast. He's actually at the bottom. So maybe that's his strategy. I mean, I don't know. We'll just let everybody wreck, and I'll get first. I mean, who knows? Hopefully that's not the case. I've heard of
worse plans.
Yeah. I mean, it was a terrible plan if you're really going for that, but, you know, oh, man. We got 1 hour.
Do you have anybody starting in the pits? I saw a couple missing grid spots.
I did not see that at all. As far as I know, no. And nope, not that I see it. Everybody is on track. And by the way, track is fully wet for the next 30 minutes. So not like our qualifying session, just happen. It is a ambient temperature of 21 Celsius, 25 degrees track temperature. So it's fairly not too hot, but not too cold either. And we're about to get rolling, guys. Let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Sousa says Dreves was in D4 2 seasons ago, was so dumb, such a fast driver. If that's true, yeah, that's really silly. That's such
No.
Yeah,
sandbagging. What the
He
heck?
was in D4. I remember him in D4 because that was
Outrageous.
the first season I joined.
Yeah, D, and he
So,
actually
yeah.
he won D2 silver last season. He was killing it.
Yeah, he is
So-
fast.
We'll see. I mean, he didn't have such a good luck last race, but you know, you start from the rear, things happen. You can quickly shuffle positions. And we're praying for a great start here at the Glen. For those who you don't know, by the way, might not be aware, but in just about a month, it is the actual official 6 hours at the Glen IMSA event
Yes.
at Watkins Glen, New York. So
So hyped for it.
that's going to be super
Very
fun.
fun.
One of the most fun racing events there is. So if you're out there on the East Coast, want to have some fun at the Glen in real life, hey, take a trip over to the Glen. Should be really fun.
Indeed.
Dabiani leading that pack. You know, he's looking at this. He's like, ha, that's right. I
I
got
can't believe
everybody
it right now.
He's like, how did this
Oh,
happen?
is crazy.
Now, Dabiani had a couple of really good races last season too. So he actually came through really fast. Like towards the end of the season, he started pulling some serious speed. So again, different competition this time around. But he's like, I'll take any chance I can get. I mean, if I can take this and win this race, I'll take it. Why not? You know, he didn't create the weather patterns for the qualifying, so he will take every advantage he can get. Just taking a quick look at Dabiani's helmet and whether he is shaking or not from being in first up there. Leading the pack as he goes.
The amount of Ferraris.
Nauseating.
Yeah.
We already got used to how they look from the rear. It's like this not real Ferrari looking car, but we just know it's a
doesn't look
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ferrari at all.
Yeah,
It
it's really
doesn't at
odd.
all. I agree.
I
yeah.
personally do not like the rear of the Ferrari. That's just my opinion. I just think it's a
looks
little
like
odd.
it looked like it just got cut off at the rear. Like that was it. It looks odd to me.
I guess if you
The
put,
rest of it's great.
yeah, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, the front is gorgeous. Everything else looks good.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if you
That
put a
looks nice.
livery that kind of blends in with that black that you normally see in the back, I guess you can kind of get away with it, but still, it just looks
Yeah.
odd.
Mhm.
Yeah. Damiani coming out off the heel of the boot. So here is a setting up for you, just so this is a great section for you to be at when you're in there live. Make it this turn right here where Damiani is, where the guys are coming. You get some great pictures there. And a grandstand in turn 10. That's a great spot for you to watch the end of a race if you're there live. Here we go. All right, guys, 1 hour to go. Here we go. Turn 10 as they go around again. One thing to mention, everybody already knows this, but the pit entry here at the Glen, you have to make sure you are at the inside line by where Damiani is now. Make sure you do not go wide and then cut into the pit lane. That will be a major 5-second penalty right off, added automatically. And Damiani is going to the, what, he scared me for a second. I thought he was going to the pits. He's just playing with us at this point.
Hey,
What was that?
wow.
All right, heli view. I'll go heli view. Here we
He's
go.
just stunting.
Here we go, guys. About to go green.
Here we go. Green, green, green. Let's go. Coming into
Great start
turn
from
one.
Story. Look at Story. Send it on the inside. It might have taken the lead
Good
already.
car.
And I know, look at the picture in
Nice.
picture. Looks like drivers are okay. It is quite wet. And Story has taken the lead right off the bat on turn 1 from Damiani. So, and he's just moved over to Division 2. Drivers heading over to the bus stop in just a little bit.
That looked like a really good start.
It is so far, but the back of the pack is filtering through now, and they lived. Oh my goodness, everybody's lived. We got somebody going 3 wide though.
He avoided that.
Pushes that Kovac, narrowly avoiding destruction here.
This looks a lot better than yesterday's stream, guys. We're good so far.
Yeah.
This
Let's
is excellent. Good job,
Yeah.
everybody.
This is what we love to see. Great clean racing.
The driver's coming around the heel of the boot here soon as Story's leading the pack, and Damiani just didn't expect to see Story just said, oh, if you're gonna break this early, I'm gonna send my car on the inside, and it just took that position right off on turn 1. And so far the entire grid has lived, guys. We got a race going, and remember, gold drivers are in the rear, silvers are at the top. That's gonna be interesting. Daniel, by the way, JD Daniel has moved up 2 spots. He's in P10. He started P12, and he's one of the gold drivers. So leading the gold pack right now, Daniel, and then Semedo in 15th with that gold, and the rest all silver, folks. All silver drivers at the top.
Yep, I've got the camera right now, kind of just hovering over the I guess kind of border cell wall between all the silver and the gold drivers. So this is where all the chaos is going to happen, because all these gold drivers are going to try and filter through here. It's going to be awkward for a while because people aren't going to be settling in their spots. So everybody's been passed.
And it looks like the leaders have sort of got themselves comfortable there. Story opened up about a 2nd lead. Looks like he went into the wet to get maybe his tires cooled off a little bit.
Oh, and we got our first victim, maybe. Anderson gets off track, rubs the wall, and limps back in one piece. I'll catch the replay in the pit right now.
Yeah, switched over to him.
Ooh, he runs wide a little bit. Oh,
Just
over
loses.
rotate, trying to keep it out of the wall. And then he snaps to the other side. At least he only gets a little bit of damage and 1 spot lost.
Yeah, he looks okay now. He went around the bus stop, no issues. Maybe a spot here and there, but he's still behind Dreves. He's actually moved up. Again, he's P18, by the way. And that's, we talked about him not having the West qualifying lap, but he's moved his car way up on the standings right now, so. Looks like Anderson's car is good. Looks like he's gonna be on the inside of Dreves. Dreves might have gone a little too wide there. So if you're gonna leave the door open, I'm gonna go through, buddy. Not able to get through. And the drivers are being really careful. Like, everyone's super careful. It's great stuff here. D2 masterclass in racecraft so far. See, Dreves just loves it. I wonder what kind of setup Dreves likes to put, because he is just drifting his car through that turn 10 again. You see his rear just goes completely off, and he can hold it. So, I mean, kudos to him. I would not probably be able to do any of that. And as cars are...
We have a lot of cars filtering into the pit.
that's... I wonder if they all forgot to put their wets on. That is a
highly
lot.
doubt that.
No, I think what I'm thinking...
I highly doubt that. These gold drivers are deciding this is not worth the fight.
Yep.
I'm going to go find clear somewhere else, even if
that
that's
is
with
true.
a bunch of other gold drivers.
Yes, that's literally what's going through their... They're going through their head.
Interesting move.
Yeah, they want to come out with a clear track and move like as a group, maybe together once the silver spit, if they cannot keep the same pace. So that's a smart move, I'd say, if I'm them.
Getting crowded here, bus stop.
Oh boy.
Latufo sends it up the inside of Dreves. Dreves gives Latufo a little bit of nudge on the 2nd corner, but Al's fine and he tucks ahead. Beautiful pass. They went in there 2x2. I was worried a lot more would pop off there.
And taking a look at the chat, reset you. Yes, hello. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it was a great start, guys. So far, we've had no major issues, and we're going to keep that up.
Yeah.
The division who lived, indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
And Anderson, they're still behind Drapes after that bump off the wall going up the hill. Looks like he's all right. And I don't think there's any major damage. I don't see anything big. Good for him. And with his wet conditions, it doesn't look like he'll be losing that much time anyways, unless it was some major damage. So, looking good. driver with the fastest time, by the way, Valencia in P3 with a 51.547. He's actually really close to Damiani. I'm going to switch the camera over and take a quick look at those guys kind of sailing to the sunset here. Well, not actually sunset. I don't really have a sun to see, but kind of sticking on their own here. And
They certainly are lapping quick. It's showing that they don't have anybody to fight. Everybody else behind them is like 2 seconds slower.
yes, absolutely. And you can see a few drivers actually taking the wet line going up before the bus stop, as maybe they're trying to cool off their tires a little bit. There's that dry line on the track. So it's a time that if you maybe overpressure, that's somewhere that you want to go cool off your tires a little bit. It's not too much, but it helps on the long run. So
Colin Madiak trying to attack Jeffries in the bus stop. Jeffries keeps the lead through it, but gets a really unideal line on the exit, but it's just enough to hold Colin off one more lap.
Jude went quite wide at that right-hander.
yeah.
Was latched right onto Alatufo, but he lost a little bit of time from that, about 4/10. But now Aaron Anderson is right behind him. Latched on.
And Madiak was just trying to throw Jeffries off, and this coach Jeffries, he's like, nope, this ain't happening. I know exactly what you're planning. And he didn't fall for it, not 1 second. But Madiak is an extremely quick driver. He's been doing great, actually, up there at the top, leading the pack in D2. And look at that, he goes wide, and Madiak trying to get on the inside here. Oh boy, but not able to stick, so we'll live to see another day.
Not far behind, Mitchie gets around Colin Shea.
And he gets through. That's P27.
Really deep in that braking zone, and that allows Louis up his inside for P28.
You see a couple of drivers. Here's, it looks like Al under attack as himself. As I'm looking for here, yes, absolutely Dreebs. As Al went wide on turn 1, loses the position to both. So Dreebs and Anderson gets through. Al Latufo fouls down to P15. So again, got to be careful with your brake markers as it is super wet. And I don't see it, guys. I'm top 10 silver drivers, all the top 10. And
That's crazy.
looking at this,
Another gold driver just pit Daniel,
who was actually up there on the top 10. So I think he's just trying to get himself. It looks like Daniel might have the gold win, I mean, in the bag if he keeps this up, as he had quite a few positions ahead of Semedo, who was actually the second gold driver on the standings for qualifying. So maybe he saw a little bit of traffic.
Drama.
Yeah,
Be in good shape.
Yeah, if you take it.
Meanwhile, Colin Madiak sends it up the inside of Jeffries, finally getting the job done here. That was an awesome move. I want to catch that one more time from his point of view.
Take a look at the picture-in-picture and see how that happened. And he just late braked.
Pins it on the apex.
Beautiful.
Great move from Madiak again, leading the championship here at D2. He's now up to P10. A few drivers have gone to the pits, and from you can see there on your left-hand side of the standings, it's only a few silver drivers have gone to the pits. Anybody below that has actually been all gold drivers, as we talked about how things were a little bit weird in qualifying if you've just joined us. That's why you see this odd-looking field. Anderson heads into the pits as well. And you can take a look at your map on the right-hand side there if you're watching. As you can see the back track leading to the boot part of the Glen. You can see a couple drivers who have already pit. And you can see the top of the map and the drivers have not pit, so they kind of spread themselves apart. Things could get really weird once everybody pit and everybody's back on track, and especially merging back in here on turn 1 at the Glen. It can be a little tricky without drivers coming into turn 1. So hopefully everything goes all right. We still got about 50 minutes to go anyway. So trucks cleared.
A temporary yellow flag got a little loose, but it looks like he's in one piece. But up ahead, I think the fight for the silver podium, and certainly a lot of points in the race overall, is about to heat up a lot, because Josh Damiani has just set the new best lap. 151.3 was his last lap, and his last lap and best lap are all better than Story's. So this gap is going to continue to shrink.
Damiani maybe figured something out, decided to go a little bit later on his brakes, and you know he is very quick, so we'll see if he's able to get that going. And I'm looking also for P6. We have Boardman, great livery car. Also Gardner, very close to him. Gardner actually attempted a little take earlier, but Boardman just blocked. Shut the door on the inside and said not this time, but looks like Boardman might have gone a little too wide into turn 10, and Gardner's just trying to throw him off, but not able to. Boardman is able to hold on to that position as Gardner is going into the wets, maybe cool off his tires a bit.
Oh, and looks like Crown has got the inside of Kish. Just enough to get his nose alongside. Who's going to be braver in the braking zone? He's sticking it. They both leave the space. And Kish has got a way longer line, and he loses out to Crown now.
And he needs to worry about Mewtwo now, who's actually right there, too.
Right on the outside.
And
the
Louis.
gaggle of cars. Ooh, 2 more coming up in that 4-car train, too. So it's never-ending battle right there.
These drivers have already pitted, so...
Oh, he's nearly put it in the wall there.
Very, very loosey at the turn.
And he is exposed now.
Mewtwo's gonna try to lay break this and maybe take that.
And he does.
Yep. Just didn't have that
But
top
it's not
speed.
over yet. Kish has got a slightly better exit, and he's still alongside. But no way he can hang it around.
Oh,
No
he's
way. Look at him
too wet.
slide.
Woo!
He's sliding.
You do be sliding though. Ooh, with Louis right at the back of him.
Kish is just losing
Pressure
position.
on pressure and on pressure.
Oh man.
Bus stop.
Safe.
Look for a window.
But they have all invited more competition. Looper and Wheeler rapidly reeling them in. This is about to turn into like a 10-way fight.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, they're all crampling together now.
We do have a driver request, by the way. I am following Cody Platt, who's currently P8, by the way. So appreciate you there watching us. He's comfortably sitting in that P8, not too much to worry about on his end.
Dreep's drifting around that last corner, and Jeffrey's into the pits. And also, shout out to Cody Platt. He's our newest commentators volunteer. He'll be running a host role next week.
Nice.
Nice.
Stepped down
Love
from the booth and went up to his Ferrari, and then back he goes. Great looking Ferrari again with that livery, the artwork that I keep talking about.
And this fight between Anderson, Kovac, and Dreeps just will not quit.
You mentioned earlier just Andreeb's drifting around. I'm like, that's just normal, it seems to him. He's always doing that. He comes out with his rear at every chance he gets. His setup is entirely loose from, I mean, at least for the past few races I've seen, so.
Oh, another drift again by Dreeps. Oh, that
was on
opens the window
purpose.
for Brian Anderson. Oh, he has it all planned.
Was he trying to rack up style points? What is this, crazy taxi?
Yeah, it looks like to him. But now he's holding back everyone with those moves, and it's like a little train going on there.
Freaking them out from behind. Oof.
Meanwhile, behind, Louis and Wheeler are just going side by side through bus stop. It looks like Looper loses out here. I'm going to get the replay. What happened here? From his POV.
So it looks like he...
It gets shown the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Loses a lot of speed trying to keep it on track and loses 2 spots for it.
And we have Daniel battling Stuyfuk there as well, as they've been battling for an entire lap, practically, and they're not giving up. And there goes Daniel again. He's trying to find his way around. Great defensive moves, but they practically been the entire lap battling. So, and Daniel, again, the provisionary leader on the goal drivers, once everything is said and done.
Dunham and Schwartz going side by side momentarily. Almost looking like sister cars in the black, white, and green.
Leading that pack, you see the Schwartz with a Porsche, and look how close. Looks like Dunham coming through, leading with the team points. He's up there at the top with Madiak. And you have Crown just coming, swinging up the hill. It's such a tricky section to go, especially when it's wet. You cannot go away from that line coming up the hill, or your car. And we saw Kish earlier, and then that did not look fun, so.
By the way, quick update on the current leaders. Looks like I was totally wrong on my prediction because Story turned on the turbos and he set the new best lap at a 150.9. But anyway, Colin Madiak just tried to go up the inside of Troxclair, and it looks like he may have just hit him. I'm going to play that back one more time from Colin's POV.
And then he's currently
still up the inside.
Oh,
well, he left the space.
There's a little bit of a bump, and the car looks like his car just slid. Again, it's wet, but
Troxclair comes out far the worse for it. Loses like 6 spots.
Mm-hmm. Dreeb's in the pits, by the way. Yep. Yeah, it looks like they may have made a mistake on this lap. He's still got about a second lead over Valencia for that P3. But Story just absolutely tearing the track, and previous lap was a 51.530, and his best, as you mentioned, 50. He's the only driver on the 50s from what I can see in total. Like, even among Go drivers, again, they've been battling each other on track, but obviously Story with a clear track still a heck of a lap from him. So he's joined Division 2 and showing that he is not here to mess around.
We got a side-by-side fight right now for P24, and Mitchie finally wins out up the inside of Crown on turn 1. It was a gaggle of cars leading into the braking zone there. It was almost 3 wide. Now here's a real gaggle coming up the S, up the hill.
It is a whole group of cars.
These are all fighting for position.
Oh.
That is literally 5 cars leading up to the bus stop, folks. Louis. Oh my
Let's
goodness.
See how this goes. Oh, clean.
They all make it.
Yep. Nicely done. These T2 drivers are doing very amazing on just clean racing going on so far.
Oh, it's been perfect so far. I mean, other than we saw a little bump earlier there with Troxclair, but other than that, I mean, nothing really that we saw that was race ending or anything of that sort, like we saw at Spa. So.
Yeah, yeah. Many
Owen
souls
Wheeler's got the better of Louis. Oh, and they're side by side and rubbing elbows.
Wheeler on the inside.
Yeah, he's got that inside, but
Dangereux.
ooh.
Wheeler backs out. Louis said, "Not today."
I'm gonna give that to Louis.
And these are basically the closest group of cars, and these are drivers who have already pit. I know they're in the rear, but remember, they've already pit and they started further down the track due to qualifying issues we saw with weather. So.
Kovac having a short excursion off the track. I'll catch the replay. Looks like the conclusion of it is that his teammate tucks in ahead of him.
Out of the bus stop, right?
Bus stop. Yep. Ooh, rode a lot of curb on the exit. Bottomed out, lost the rear. Goodbye.
That was quite a bit of damage, though. Yeah, he bounced off the rear and front.
Louis and Jeffrey's going side by side. Oh, but Louis secures it by the looks of it. Yes, he does.
And now Jeffrey's.
Dreeb's off track on the exit, fighting with Dunham. Tucks in behind. Live to lap another day.
And this is a huge train. Just there's two big trains, guys, so far. The bottom folks have been battling, and also 22 through 25th.
To be clear, these bottom folks are ultimately going to be pretty high up here because they just pit early.
Yes.
So this is like the arc of this race is the gold drivers just trying to dodge silvers completely, and at the end they'll be in their spot.
Wheeler just watching it closely, still behind Louis. Louis was trying to go for the attack again on Kish. Kish does have the inside, but Louis has great speed and side by side. And look at Wheeler. He said, if you're going to go this wide, I'm going to take the inside. And now it's Louis on the outside. Oh,
Wheeler
man.
couldn't stick it. Oh. Louis right on the back of Kish.
Wheeler just said, I don't think I want any of this in case something happens, so he backed up a little bit.
Exactly. Looking real spicy up there.
Now, to be racing this close, these drivers have been outstanding so far, I'd say in general. They've been really close in the rain. And it's not easy. You have that spray coming. I mean, obviously you have different cams you can use in ACC, but we talk about cockpit cams like I use, for instance. You get all that spray coming. You can't see anything. So it's really tough to be able to, you got to just basically, you almost praying the other driver ahead of you also doesn't also make a mistake so that something happens. So
I think Louis just came within 2 inches of Kish's rear bumper.
that was all planned by Louis, all planned.
All part of the plan, yeah.
Oh, and just up ahead, Dunham shows Dreebs the wide way around this corner. And this at this rate, these trains are going to combine.
They're getting really close.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, oh, look at Wheeler on the inside.
Oh, Louis going wide. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggly wobbly right there.
Right at the toe of the boot, just sent it on the inside. And now Looper also getting close to Louis now. So these guys, this is gonna go for a while. They've all pit, so this is gonna be for a while.
Can't avoid each other.
Yeah, this is. Woo. And Kish has been actually holding strong there. Oh, classic Ferrari strategy call.
Yeah, I guess for the division, yeah. Dodge the opposition because you can't beat him otherwise, right?
That's, yeah, there he goes. Oh, looking in the back there, looks like Jeffries have some issues. He's fallen down quite off the back, but he actually bounced off the wall into last turn. He's dropped off on the group of folks, but it looks like Louis super wide on turn one.
Really wide.
I'm not
which
sure.
gives, he takes it in front of Looper.
He's actually been able to keep the position.
Yeah. Louis like, no. I keep that position. I'm not finished yet. You are not taking that away from me.
He's like, I'll trade a
little
cack.
squirrely on the exit, so survive another braking zone.
He took that track cut like nothing. If that was a track cut, he's like, I don't care. This is it. I'll get a warning.
Value.
And then Looper fell behind a little bit, but then look at Wheeler trying to get through Kish. Here they come together. Oh, when we talked about that.
Oh, Wheeler. Oh.
We got a yellow down into the boot. Our first major yellow from what we've seen. Looks like Wheeler might have gone a little too deep at the boot.
Oh.
Yep. And that, Looper just nearly avoided that car on the track. He saw that. He said, I do not want my race to end again. He just sort of quick reactions by him. So that kind of dissolves that little train, but up ahead, not too bad.
Oh, Kish almost lost it right at that curb coming into the penultimate turn.
And then Louis actually took the spot.
I'll catch the replay in the pit.
And then Kish was, oh man, yep. That gives enough room.
He goes.
There he goes again.
There he goes again.
And now a couple of drivers coming out of the pit. Look at Troxclair out on the pit, like in between this whole mess.
It's not over till it's over.
So Wheeler dropped out of this. Oh man.
Looper
Loop.
puts
Oh,
it in
he
the
just
wall on the
did
top of the hill.
wall.
But he does keep his speed and point in the right spot, so maybe he just has to live with some damage for a while.
And that gives Jeffries the position back, but fallen back. And that uphill, oh man, yeah, again, got to stick to that racing line. Anybody who goes outside of it, you will lose it.
Yeah, it's so sketchy in the wet.
I'm gonna switch the camera back here to Anderson, P19. He does have Dunham behind them. They're leading up to the heel of the boot, and looks like Anderson just sort of says, I don't want any of this, and lets him through. Not much work. That looks Kovac into the pits. So we got a temporary yellow there, but looks like maybe he hit something on his way to the pits.
The game keeps doing that.
Interesting.
Either half the drivers are tapping the wall on the way in, or it's just stupid.
Well, let's see. Because this car does look like, well, the damage from earlier. Maybe he's having issues from that bus stop incident we saw earlier. So
Yeah, a lot of these cars are a little banged up.
I switched over to Platt and Anderson at the bus stop.
Getting brave.
And Platt tried to maybe throw Anderson off. Anderson said, nope, not now. Anderson actually was P9, excuse me. Yeah, Anderson actually took the spot a little bit earlier going up the hill. So Platt now dropped to P9. And the drivers up there at the top, you see the little, if you just joined us again, not familiar with the game, but the little one next to their driver's number, it means they have yet to pit. So once those pits are out of the way, we'll get things more like a final standings before they cross the line. It looks like everybody's
quiet up front.
I was about to say that, and
the only thing that's happened is Josh Pitt. Otherwise, Story, Valencia, Guy Manperson, they're all just having their own race, hot lapping.
Yeah, I mean, great for them. I mean, practically the top drivers that have qualified in silver have been basically untouched. And you're talking about Story, Valencia, and Pearson. Damiani has gone to the pits, so he's already out, so that's why he's no longer there at the top. But you're looking at Gardner, Borman, Mediak has yet to pit, but they've been pretty much kind of on their own. So they're all pacing together. It's like almost like a silver versus gold type of thing going on today. Guys, let's all wait to the last minute, go on this together. We're going to show these gold drivers we can win. And it'll be a silver podium.
He left before I could press the replay button, but was that Wheeler that was in the wall just now?
And it looks like Wheeler is gone.
Yeah, the Wheeler just put it in the wall.
Oh.
And we couldn't switch fast enough to look at the replay, but looks like that incident from earlier, maybe his car was officially damaged, and yeah, unfortunate. We're down to 31 drivers now, so.
Ooh, almost down to 30 right there. Dreeb's losing his rear end on turn 1. Tokyo drifting it around there.
The Dreeb's is
out the wall though.
The master of drifting. He's just drifting all over the track.
Give us another one.
A lot of dirt rally. There's like Colin McRae games and all that, it seems. He just likes to send his car. I mean, everybody has different styles of driving, but man, it's almost like he's listening to us. He's listening to us like, here, guys, another one.
He's just showing us the true art of drifting in the rain in a race.
And for a while now, by the way, Steifiuk and Semedo, P14 and P15, they've been battling for quite a bit. And they both have pit. And so this is for position. This won't change unless, something happens. But Semedo has been following him pretty close. Attempted an overtake a few laps ago, but he's just sort of following closely.
Oh, Madiak has been reeling in Boardman. And he's going a lot faster and getting faster and faster. His last lap was his best, so I think we're about to see action for P6.
Yeah, he's closing in. And again, Madiak started quite in the rear due to the qualifying, and Boardman with the better qualifying session to go through. But here in the race, everybody's dealing with same conditions, so Madiak has been putting quite the show so far. Great looking livery.
It gets a lot slower when you fill it with fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Oh, Samedo really going side by side with Stafiak.
To the
right
bus stop.
into the bus stop.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no, Stafiak just lost it. Couldn't do side by side. I thought for a second Samedo would have like went into the runoff, but oh. So I guess Samedo is went to the Shadow Realm because I saw interesting things for a second there. Okay.
And what happened? I mean, looks like
I guess he lost connection there because he just went right into the Shadow Realm.
Oh man, yeah, I see that he's no
now
longer.
Mitch is off track. I'll catch the replay in the pit.
I caught the replay on the bus
He was
stop.
already off track.
Oh man.
But meanwhile, while that was all popping off, Colin did start and finish the move on Boardman.
Yeah, he's already ahead, so he's been moving up quite a few spots, and now he's next on the list is Gardner, P5, temporarily, but they both have. Madiak has not yet pit, so he's climbing up the standings. He's trying to put his gold car up there among the silvers. So, and again, interesting. We saw is Samedo, and I no longer see him on. Again,
Yeah,
Selena mentioned.
I think he got disconnected.
Oh, it was almost like a move that he did with Stafiak there, and then Stafiak lost it, and then yep, sure enough, after that, Samedo disappeared.
Yeah.
Anderson.
Brian Anderson from the pits. I'm catching the replay now.
His time was up, that's for sure, with Samedo.
Ooh, first curb.
Did he hit the wall? Oh, nice. He narrowly avoided a huge escape area there at the bus stop, which is good to have. So. And switching up to the front of the field for a bit here, I do have Torres, who's currently in P4. Gardner has been pretty much very consistent there behind, and they're actually both their previous laps are close enough, and their best laps have been also close enough. So Gardner may be hoping for a mistake from Torres, but so far, I believe that might be Gardner's best so far as standing so far on the race, and he is taking that wet line maybe to help with PSI and tire temperatures, but very consistent driving from the guys up top so far. Take a look at the
battles have kind of fizzled out a little bit.
just a bit now. The check in the chat says Daniel. Javier says Daniel is having a good pace. He's having Story's race pace, and we take a look at Story's current. Last lap was a 51.735. We look at Daniel, it was actually a 51.312. So that is a heck of a lap from Daniel. Again, Go driver, very fast lap, and also Madiak a 51.597. So Madiak is coming in really hot as he's lapping almost a second faster than the drivers ahead of him. So he is on a mission. And he does have clear track, which is good for him. And if he's able to negotiate around drivers ahead of him quick enough, he doesn't lose that much time with the spray and all that. I mean, you know, Madiak leading the championship so far, so. Now switch over to Jeffries at P25. Does have Looper right behind him as they're going up to the bus stop. Looper's gonna try to, oh man, this is, oh. Every time you see that outside car closing in on the inside, you hope that car on the inside has hit the brakes.
Yeah, it's Oof.
I think he did the same thing last lap. He's just putting himself in the mirrors.
He's just trying to throw Jeffries off, and he's not having any of that stuff. So, and Jeffries fully trusting Looper will not bone him on the inside. So, and then Mucci not too far back, also closing in. He was quite a few seconds behind, but then with this Looper and Jeffries battle, Mucci's closing in quite quickly too. So, and Kish is actually leading that mini pack. And switching back to P4 right now, again with Garner and Torres and Madiak not too far back. Garner's definitely knows that Madiak is closing in, but he just can't seem to find a way around Torres, as he might have a little bit better pace, but Torres obviously have a right to defend the position. And very consistent, so Madiak is coming in, and Garner would not be about to be sandwiched in the middle of two Ferraris there, so... And
Brian goes across the inside of Schwartz, but Schwartz is totally unfazed, comes back to the switchback on his inside. Oh, and now Brian's back into the wall.
Oh, just saw that. A little bit
Louis
of
sneaks in behind or in front of him.
that same wall as before.
that wall is very unkind in the wet.
Seems to have a magnet attracting
Yeah.
Anderson's car.
Unfortunately.
Switching over
The
to
good thing is that he
P11.
hit it square on. It would have been bad if he was hitting it while rotating and then it spins him in the opposite direction. He kept it
Yeah.
in one direction.
Oh. Now Hartman, by the way, P11 does have Daniel, who has been really fast. Now Hartman has not yet pit. He goes wide. Still has not decided to pit. But that might have given Daniel the really slingshot until next last turn. And it looks like Daniel might have taken that position, and Hartman says, I concede, you can go through. Moves up another spot. Following that battle as well, Schwartz and Louis.
Yeah, he's looking to be really pushing Schwartz. He's just right on the back end of him.
There's a Porsche battle going on here, and
Yep.
they're not-
Pace-wise, Louis has about 3/10 on Schwartz.
and not too far back. Anderson, by the way, if this battle keeps on going, Anderson will close in.
Jeffries goes super deep into turn one, and Mitchie sneaks right by.
Louis.
Take that slipstream from Schwartz. Looking to go on the inside through the bus stop.
They do
Oh,
touch.
he sticks it.
I think
Don't
Schwartz
think
wanted none of that.
wanted to, yeah, I didn't. Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm out. It's too dangerous.
And here comes Brian Anderson.
Ooh, Louis taking a little dip there out of that corner, but keeps
Well,
it.
Brian hangs it around the outside, but he doesn't get a good enough exit.
Oh, it's got the inside. Schwartz.
Louis, look at
Well, he
Schwartz.
cracks
Actually,
again.
He
Oh.
sticks it. Oh,
very loose up the hill, guys. Very loose. Practically next to each other here. Anderson does have that inside. He could possibly
Six
park it, but
yeah.
Now he's still got the inside from the next corner.
I think he might have
That's what he needs to cover.
finished
Yeah.
the move. Anderson goes through that, actually gives Louis a huge lead up there. He was battling just now. He just took off.
Oh, Torres went off track. And Gardner takes P4 off of him.
And Gardner, who had been following Torres for a while, we talked about this earlier, and he's just waiting for a mistake. And then sure enough, Commentator's curse. I will stay
Yeah.
quiet again. I will not say that again.
Oh, now Archie's gotten around Anderson
Now,
in Sector 1.
this is a little interesting as they have yet not to pit, but Madiak has already pit. Yes, Madiak was following. He had not yet pit, but he had just taken his pit, so he's dropped to P12. Again, temporarily. Now, taking a quick look at pit times, looks like roughly a 38-second pit is what you'll be looking for. Now, Madiak had actually 41-second pit window, so that's a 3-second difference. And he was following Gardner towards the end there, and Torres, quite closely. At 3 seconds, if Gardner and Torres able to nail their pits, that could make a difference in the end standings, guys. So you do not want to make a mistake, and that's something that you don't see for Madiak, but that might cost him a few slots. So
Colin Dunham just walked around speed. Looked like it was on purpose.
now Gardner with actual clear track ahead of him after, I'd say, a good, what is this, 40 minutes to the race. He's probably glad to see his windshield not just spray for once. Switching over to Al here in P8, and Damiani not too far back. And looks like, taking a look at the chat, and we see Javier saying that Damian's stuck behind Latufa and Daniel's closing the gap. So maybe with better pace than Al, but just not able to get through. And Daniel just there in the back, just closing in. So now, one thing to think about is if Daniel has had, you know, he's been pretty good, like as far as not many battles going on. He pitted early. We saw that among the voted Go drivers. And if he's been lapping as he's been lapping lately, he's been doing 51s. Once these silver drivers pit, and we should be doing 52s, he might find himself right in the middle. It's meaning silver drivers will be coming right out, and he will be right mixed in with everybody. So
not Story though. He's done 50.9s, low 51s.
Yeah, Story's I'm a little bit ahead of everybody, but that could be a podium.
Oh, and the Andersons are having a fight with this Porsche. Louis getting into it with him.
Ooh, it's looking a little sporty here.
He just slotted his Porsche right in between the Ferraris.
Sandwiched between the Andersons.
Yes, he did.
But Louis has to figure out a nice window to pass Aaron Anderson.
We can take a look at his rear and his front, guys. Look at this, what he's dealing with at the moment.
The same Ferraris.
Deja vu moment on the front and on the rear.
But he's really stuck onto Aaron Anderson. He is determined, a man on a mission to get that P19.
We'll see if
away
B.
from
Anderson
Aaron.
attempts to move, but doesn't look like it. Gets really close, though.
And these cars seem really equally matched.
Indeed.
Up the hill they go.
Oh, Louis might have the run here.
Louis might take it, but Anderson says, no, not today.
Yeah. Taking that slipstream. Oh, and that
whoa, no way. He
No way.
move. That
He
was
landed it.
He was able to make that stick,
What a
guys.
move.
Let's take a look at that replay for a second. That was
Yeah, look at it from
outstanding.
Anderson's position.
Wow, that was clean. Very daring too.
He just slotted his car right in the middle. He said, I'm taking the
Nailed
outside,
it.
and there's nothing you can do.
Nailed it.
What a move by Louis.
Knew exactly where
Wow.
he needed to break.
Yeah, he owned that.
He's left the buns of the Ferraris, because it was a Porsche sandwich for a little bit. And now the two buns together, both Andersons. And I was talking about as they're getting to the inside. I said, Anderson, take the inside line. He said, not this time. Louis said, yes, it is this time. It's just on the outside, dude. Like, he still made it stick. And switching back here to Steifiak in 13. Dunham also, who is Madiak's teammate, by the way. Under pressure again, so the second Ferrari. These are the teams actually leading the team championship. Madiak has already cleared, and now Dunham trying to get around as they go up to the bus stop, and we'll see if anything happens here, but door is shut.
From Steifiak, keeping it closed on Dunham. Making sure he does not pass.
13 minutes left in the race with just about a 10-minute pit window left. Oh, time is going by rather quickly.
Yeah.
Aaron Anderson bends the knee and lets Brian through. I wonder if it's an issue of damage.
Could be. It was bouncing off the wall earlier. Garner's in the pits. We talked about that earlier with Madiak following him closely. Let's see what Garner's pit will look like and where he comes out in relation to Madiak.
Kovacs way off track. Let's see what happened.
What's the time lose from pitting? 38 seconds total seems to be the best pit time. Just 5 seconds on your stall. Garner with a pit way up front. Looks like he nailed that pit. 38 seconds he goes. So very great job. And see Madiak way back there as he's coming down on turn 1 just now. So those 3 seconds he spent extra on the pits could have got that position from Gardner, who now will have to basically fend off Madiak if he continues on that pace. So we'll see what happens. He's got about a 5.5 second lead over Madiak for that position. Here we go. We're following Damien. By the way, there's a P6 through P9. These guys are pretty close. We got Platt, Damiani, Latufo, Daniel, all within basically a second, even less. It's half a second of each other. And Daniel is just not being able to get through. It's just, again, dealing with that silver traffic, you would say, from earlier. If he had qualified, maybe you'd be up ahead. It looks like Damiani did finally made his way around Al, which is, he was stuck there for quite a while. That probably cost him some time.
Archie just got around his teammate Dreves. Oh, and Schwartz, yellow flag. Oh, what happened here?
Whoa. Car stop.
Replay.
That's Schwartz.
Catching it right now in the pip, and he cooks. It's a little too wide. That curb is death, let me tell you.
Yep. Cannot go deep there.
Yeah.
There is basically a pothole at the end of that curb. It's game over if you touch it. Yep.
Yeah, it's dangerous. That's for sure.
Up the hill they go. Once again, Damiani just trying to get around Platt. Maybe Platt is saying nope. Even teammates may be battling towards the end of the race. And Platt's like, nah, you know, you're my teammate, but I'm going to keep that position for now at least.
He's competitive, that's for sure.
And then Daniel,
I mean,
Daniel is just there in the back and said, you guys can keep going at this. I will get my Aston Martin near you guys. Why not? And we talked about this earlier. All the drivers now finishing their pit. Things will get a little bit more interesting. And we'll see what happens.
When Hartman comes out in front of Mitchie and Kish, or in between them actually, breaks up this fight. Out of nowhere with the metal chair.
So excuse me, guys. Can I just exit out of my pits? Thank you. And here comes Daniel once again, closed in on Damiani, who's got Platt ahead of him, and then Al just not too far back there, but just under 10 minutes to go, and this is about to get a little spicy there. The top drivers have not yet pit, and once they do, and things are about to get very interesting.
Indeed.
And based on pace, Damiani, who was following Story a little bit close up there at the beginning of the race, might have lost that lead. It would say, I mean, I guess the time behind him as he's trying to go on the inside.
Oh, there goes Damiani. Oh, Daniel's falling right behind Plaid. He is just really needing to get by.
On the outside, very dangerous going up the hill on the outside. Daniel's there.
He's trailing him now. Daniel's right. Yep, right. Almost kissing Platt's bumper. Right side by side.
Onto the bus stop.
The bus stop, and Platt still sticks it.
And Platt lives to see another day on the bus stop, and Daniel basically tried to throw him off, and then Platt said, this is still my line, and I'm just going to cut right through, and Daniel just says, all right, I got 7 minutes, maybe I'll attempt it another time. And that actually gives a little bit of room for Al there to catch up a little bit, but Damiani has sort of opened up a whole second ahead.
Meanwhile, in the pit, we just saw Dunham send it up the inside of Boardman on the bus stop.
And Gardner
no
lost
contact.
it. Gardner lost it down the pit. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened here. Let's see what he comes down up the hill. And it's, excuse me guys, sorry, I actually ended up going quite a little bit back on the replay. I hit the wrong button here on my control, but that will actually let us see.
Ooh.
Yeah, for instance, I went back a whole 60 seconds for 15 steps, so I didn't catch it, but he looks like he completely lost the car. He has got a lot of damage.
Oof.
That lost the position to Madiak, and now he's got to deal about Dunham behind him too, so you know, he's not happy. That's just about basically over 5 minutes left on the race, but he does looks like he's got quite a bit of damage. I don't think he's gonna pit to repair at this point. Maybe just bring the car home. That's what I would do. If I'm not getting the little what do you call it, the little orange donut, what do you call it, the flag, I am taking this car to the finish line.
I don't understand why they call it the donut flag. It's like orange and black. It reminds me more of an egg player.
It's just what they call them.
I've heard it's called a meatball flag.
The meatball,
Yeah,
yep.
Meatball flag, I hear that a lot. Oh, the meatball flag.
So you are to the pits, sir, to the pits. Now your car is in danger. Your motor might explode even at this point. And switching back to Platt and Daniel. Daniel's not able to get around, and with that, Al Latufo is coming through.
Yeah, he's still looking to fish right on the outside of Platt, but just cannot get past them as there's like just under 6 minutes left. He's got to get right on it.
I got to interject. Crown sends it up the inside of Stefiak on bus stop, and it does not go so well for him. I'll catch a replay for this.
I'll take a look. I'm seeing here. Yep, both replays going. We'll see. Oh,
he tapped.
Oh man,
and
Crown.
He cuts the corner and spins.
Oh.
Lucky not to get hit again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Stefia goes around and
quite close.
I want to keep a focus here in battle for the top 5 at the moment, as Platt is still holding off Daniel. Daniel has been extremely quick. Now just can't get around him, and Platt just stick the inside and just maybe going to the pit.
Sails around the outside.
Oh, Platt is opting to pit actually.
Interesting. Why he's already? Oh, he's already pit. Excuse me. That he has already pit. So he lost a lot of time. He had not yet pit. So that Daniel was stuck for quite a bit behind, and lost a lot of time. And he would be able to catch Damiani for that P4, who has opened up a little bit of a lead already.
Torres and Alatufo are the only two so far that just need to pit still.
Yes, Torres and Latufo, yes. Go in now, basically. Don't want to take the risk of something happen, and then you get a DSQ, folks.
No need. There's no benefit.
Oh boy, Daniel goes a little too deep into the bus stop, is able to hold on. It was very sketchy there. You know, he was not happy. Once Torres pits, who has actually, he has yet to pit again. The Story has already pitted and has already came back at, whoa.
So Platt comes out of the pits in front of, I believe, in front of Dreves, and Dreves just very nearly drifted right into the wall at the top of the hill.
Landon Dreves. That should be his name. Landon Drift Dreves. He's drifting his car around everywhere. And with that Gardner incident, who's dropped quite a bit, way down to P9, that moves Daniel up to the top. Now he's currently in P4. Torres, who has yet to pit, that would actually put Daniel in the podium. Remember, he started, I believe he was 12th, if I'm not correct. Let's take a quick look. He's actually gained a spot. Yeah, it started P12. He's actually going to end up in the podium, considering the conditions he's had to deal with. There he goes, P3 for Daniel. What a drive for him so far, unbelievable. And now Platt, you mentioned earlier, Jess, that he came right ahead of Dreves. And Dreves drifting around again. How does he hold that car?
Wow.
Oh, bumping around with Louis. That might give Anderson a chance to get through both. So Anderson said, you guys are going to bump your stuff. I'm getting both through both of you. Gains 2 spots in 1 turn.
Oh, and Torres and Speed come together through the up the hill as well.
Oh, and there's a lot of cars.
Wall.
Al Latufo coming out of the pits now. Everybody's always right ahead of Anderson.
Now it's getting spicy, ladies and gentlemen.
What did Al just come out to? You just go with 3 cars on his mirror. Like, what is going on?
They went side by side in the last turn there.
Oh, man. And 2 minutes, guys. It's getting spicy now. Here we go.
Oh, right into the bus stop.
Oh, no.
Oh, a little bit of contact with... right into the grass as Louis and Dreves just could not keep the car stabilized through there.
Oh, man. What a last bus stop we're looking at. Actually, one more after that. Dream said, nope, not this time. And they both go deep into the turn.
Oh, double contact.
No.
Right there. Oh.
It's a disaster for the Andersons.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And you see Troxler coming through. He's like, what is happening here, guys?
Literally, Dreams again, drifting up the... Oh,
boy. What a second to last lap. Unbelievable.
Hold your breath.
And Anderson's there. Troxler put his Aston Martin in between them and said, no, what are you guys doing? I'm joining this battle. And that gave Looper room to kind of get ahead a little bit, but wow.
Oh, Damiani's in the grass.
Damiani in the grass.
Stop?
Whoa.
I'm catching the replay. What happened?
Catch the replay and see what happened there with Damiani as he's dropped. Now Daniel in P2.
Looks like his wheel disconnected. He just went straight into the wall.
Oh.
No.
Man, that's
Anything
a P2.
but that.
No.
Anything but that. Refs, can we award him points anyway? Hello?
At this point,
Exactly.
we'll talk to the stewardess, but I'm not sure how the ruling on that goes. But, well, that gives Mr. Daniel now P2 just behind Story, who's just coming in Division 2 here and absolutely tear it up. I mean, he's 13 seconds ahead of the rest of the group, with Daniel. So Daniel should actually be finishing that at P2. But here comes Story, soon to finish his race, and took that P1 at turn 1 from Damiani. Just
side by side with Troxler and who was that? Aaron Anderson. Just some contact, and he just couldn't make it stick and just spun out right at the made another little spin. Ooh.
Story crossing the finish line, doing a little dance as he crosses. He does. Basically wins the race on his first Division 2 race. Congrats to Story. That's a heck of a race from him. Man of the hour here as well. Daniel comes in, 10 position gain on his gold. unbelievable drive for him. Valencia comes in P3. And then Van Pearson holds on strong, gets that P4 with Matiak. Heck of a drive for him as well, P5. Gardner looks like he finally gets under major pressure from Dunham. They're at the finish line, is able to hold on to that P6. Crosses the line even after that incident. Could have been a little bit more up front, but Dunham P7, Boardman P8, and we have Andy Speed with that P9, and then Torres after that late pit gets that P10. What a race, guys, there at the end. And Latufo, by the way, with Louis right behind him at the finish line. Looks like Al keeps that position, gets that P14. Couple of drivers coming through. Aaron Anderson coming through with Kish, and in Harbin, not too far back either. Wow. What happened there at the end, guys?
Oh, what a race. Wow, my mind is blown. What just happened?
Yeah, that was the wildest race I think we've had this season easily.
I think so, hands down. Like
Take a look at the standings with the mix and gold and silver drivers at the end, as everything got mixed up at the end. We talked about that was going to happen, so.
And
well, that's that. Last driver will be crossing the line. Schwartz is coming around the last turn. Just drifting his Porsche around the turn, he does.
This car's clearly really hard to control right now.
A lot of damage there on the back. He goes close so that when it crosses the line, almost looks like he might have some damage earlier, guys. So, what a race. What a race, guys. That was outstanding racing from everybody. Congrats, obviously, Story, P1, Daniel, that P2, unbelievable drive, and then Valencia rounding up the top three. We're going to see if we can get some interview going, guys, see if who's available and who might want to bring in here for a little bit of a chat and find out how did the race go. So give us a minute. As the drivers will be exiting the game, going into a chat room, so we're able to bring him over. Let's see who is available for chat. We do see.
I'm looking for Guy Manperson because he's P3 for silver. I don't see him. Let's find P2 Valencia for silver.
And also, a race winner is available. Looks like Mr. Jeremy Story is available. I'll put him on our cooldown room, and then we'll bring him over in a second. Want to get his take. How did his race go for his first race here at D2? It comes out with a win. So let's see who else is available. Let's bring over a race winner. Yep.
Yeah, let's get him in.
Let's get him in. Let's bring him over, guys. Here we go. All right, Jeremy Story, you're in the booth with us. Can you hear us? Oh, is your mic up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Next question. What the hell were you ever doing in D4?
Congrats on the win, man. Like, how was it, man? How was your race?
Congrats.
Yeah, it was good once I got out in front and just tried to keep it smooth.
Nice, man. I mean, I know you moved over, two divisions, and we just wanted to get your take. Looks like you took that basically right off the bat on turn one. You put your car ahead of Damiani, and it was pretty much no looking back. I mean, how did the race go on the rain for you? Was it what you expected? What did you think of it?
Yeah, my tires were hotter than I wanted, but other than that, it really was just keeping it clean, staying out front.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats, man. Again, send it right to the top of the standings on your first race with us. Hope you join with us next week. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'll put you back on the D1, D2 race chat, man. Congrats again.
I sure appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. See you next time.
All righty.
I'm still looking for Valencia and Guy Manperson.
I just see.
Valencia.
Yes, he does have his mic muted. We'll see if he's able to talk. Let's see if we can bring him over. Let's see. If not, we'll still say congrats here on our broadcast over to him. Let's see if he's. There we go.
Hey, German, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice.
Hey, congratulations. What a great race.
Yeah.
Perspective on it? Anything jump out to you? What are you going to remember?
Like, definitely my rain driving has improved a lot. I did not expect to be so competitive. I was on low 52s in practice, and all of a sudden I was doing mid to low 51s, getting the fastest lap in the early stages of the race, and I was like, what am I doing? How did I get the space?
Well, in the end, it's what matters. I mean, you came through. I mean, you were pretty steady throughout the whole race. I mean, you qualified up there and you kept it together, and obviously, heck of a result on the end. What did you think of the rain? Was it what you expected to be? I mean, was you taking the, were you putting your car in the wet lines versus the dry lines to keep it, your PSI in the, somewhat steady? What were some of your strategies?
Oh, I definitely overestimated the amount of rain that would fall down in the early stages, because it kind of looked like it was even more rain than expected, and I paid a high price for it. I really had to commit to the wet line for a bit, and that cost me a ton of time, especially because I was pushing super hard to keep up with the top two guys, which are speed demons. So I just had to drop off and kind of hope for the best and save some tires, which didn't work out because at the end of the race I was on skates, little ice skates, no grip, but it is what it is. I'm pretty happy overall.
I mean, you still got the podium up there, so I'll take that as a plus regardless. I'll be like, heck yeah, why not? So I know there were some incidents across the race, but it looks like you kept it pretty clean. But still, congrats. I mean, you guys have been doing pretty good as far as even your team standings. You guys are up there as well. So you racked up quite a few points this time around here in the Watkins Glen. But congrats, of course.
Oh man, definitely super happy. Thank you for having me. This is a great league. Everyone did really well today. And yeah, everything can happen in the wet. I did not expect to almost nap pole. I had it in the pocket, but I couldn't make it.
Sometimes that's the way things work out, right? So, but of course, man, congrats, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'll put you back on the D1, D2 race chat here.
Thank you again. Thank you very much. Have a great time.
Got it. You too,
Thanks. See you next week.
Congrats, yeah.
All right, I do have our P2, JD Daniel. Heck of a race from him. Let's bring him over, see what he has to think about. Ask him about the qualifying and the race went. So here we go.
Oh yes.
All right, here we go, guys. All right.
Hey JD.
Hey.
Hey.
Pretty eventful race from your perspective, I bet, huh? You want to tell us about it?
Qualifying was hectic. The track looked like it was going to get worse. I got lucky with my quali lap to get at least a banker in, and then the track just kept getting worse. So I was fortunate to get a decent time in there. And then at the start, I just wanted to survive. And then it's just a matter of trying to figure traffic out. That was a little hectic at times, but we all made it through. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the result.
I mean, we're looking at the qualifying session, how things just got way worse for you guys when you guys went out. We're basically, you qualified at the top of the silver. You were able to put your car somewhere there on the top with P12. And then things happened throughout the race, and you just kept moving up and up. And an incident here, you moved up, and then successful result in the end, considering everything that the server threw at you with those rains and traffic, so to speak. I mean, I still take that as a major win. So, congrats for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, huge shout out to the boat crew and the guys at Tier for helping me out. Definitely appreciate their help, and it definitely helped a lot.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, great job. And we don't want to take too much of your time, as of course we're winding down our stream, but we'll see you next week. And congrats again, man.
Yep. Thanks everybody, and thank you for the quality stream. You guys do an excellent job.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. And that's your top three drivers, guys. That was an eventful race right there towards the end. I mean, I was expecting when everything was merging back in, I was like, whoa, things here and there, and then incident here and there. I mean, we talked about the beginning of the race was quite clean, and then we started seeing a few things happen. We're like, oh boy, here we go. And, sending it on the bus stop right last minute.
It was just waiting the whole time. And then, oh, yeah, there it is.
Well, anyways, guys, next week, where are we heading out to? As far as
Imola, back at Imola again, but
we should be. It's actually at night though. It's Imola at night. No rain next time, but it will be a dark race. Super night. We'll try to give you guys more of the cockpit cam, more scenario. Usually a night race, it's really hard to keep track of everybody that's going on, but we're gonna have some fun, that's for sure. Imola is actually my favorite track of all time. I made sure I visited that in person when I was out there, and that is absolute outstanding track. Super awesome. Yes. But again, before we let you guys go, we do want to talk about our sponsors. Of course, they make a huge part here at us at SRA. I just want to basically huge thank you to all the SRA. Look at that dyslexia kicking in. SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, who is a modern business solution for product management. You can go to documize.com. You can learn more about that a little bit more today if you want to check it out. Great support also from Retro Saga, who is a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic gaming systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. You can enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. I've spent quite a little bit of time at that website since I am a retro gaming nerd. And also a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. We experience ratified gaming with Track Racer's high quality sim rigs and accessories. You can use the code SRATE at checkout. You give us a little bit of support. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help us here at SRA. Our Mementario, who's actually is a toolbox for ACC, that enhances your chance to win. And you enjoy a fully customized and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC rather than using the boring one you normally see that you cannot change around at all. Kunos, fix that, please. Also, last but not least, Go Setups, premium esports setups for everyone. You can use our affiliate link on our Discord, and you can take your drive to the next level. But those are our sponsors, guys. Anything else you guys wanted to add for tonight's stream?
I think that's everything.
Yeah, it was
Thanks for
amazing
watching.
race as usual. Yeah,
Awesome stuff,
very
guys.
exciting.
So we will see you guys next week at a night Imola race, and thank you for joining us.
Sorry. I lied. I have one more scoop from the street. The reason that Josh Damiani slammed into the wall was not a hardware issue. It wasn't his wheel disconnecting.
Oh.
The game failed. UE4 AC2 game crashed. Fatal error.
Oh
Man,
the worst way to go out.
yikes!
The worst way. Not even
No.
his fault.
All right.
Not his stuff.
Send a screenshot to the admin team. Maybe they'll give you a half point. See, that just
that's the worst constellation I've ever heard. I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah, just give me just give me negative points. Just don't even say anything. But so Damiani, he's obviously super quick, so hopefully he has a better race at Imola. So
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Other than that, I will say good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good night.